Welcome to the free audiobook version of The Everyday Pain Guide, your go-to guide when pain first strikes. Hi, I'm Dr. Ya-Ling Liu, and the podcast is taking a little detour to make my new book available in an audio-friendly version for everyone out there. Each episode will feature a bite-sized snippet from the book, and together we'll work our way through as much of it as is possible in this format. What's exciting about this is that I'm reading parts of the book to you before it's even available on the shelves. Plus, unlike with a traditional audiobook, you can engage with the content and chat with me about what you hear. You get to ask questions and tell me what you think as each episode rolls out. So sit back and relax as I bring you today's installment of the second book in the Everyday Pain Guide series, Fix the Fire Damage. In the last 3 episodes, we've covered how to release the big 3, sugar, processed food, and caffeine, from the food and liquids journey through your body machine. We're still just at the very beginning of our body chemistry action plan, so pace yourself. Today is about getting ready to shift gears a tiny bit to prepare for the next 6 episodes where I'll help you look at how to release the sneaky 3. Please remember that the information, techniques, and suggestions discussed here are not intended as a substitute for your own medical care. Always consult a healthcare provider before implementing any advice referenced here. Substitution, not deprivation. Controlling your potentially inflammatory blood sugar means taking a break from at least one of the big 3. As with creating any new habits in a sustainable way, when you decide to avoid certain foods, it can be invaluable to provide a substitute instead of quitting something cold turkey and just white-knuckling through it. The substitution suggestions that you've heard up to this point are not exhaustive lists by any measure. They are meant to show you that there are supportive alternatives to better set you up for success rather than relying on avoidance alone. If you find that you cannot manage without one of the big 3 for more than a few days, consider recruiting some help. A personal coach, a trusted family member, your functional medicine provider, and/or a therapist. It's okay to need support, encouragement, and some help with keeping you accountable. Release the sneaky 3: food sensitivities, chemical sensitivities, environmental allergies. Are you curious about symptoms that don't seem related to your pain, but that might include things like bloating and gas, or a stuffy nose, maybe headaches, or even tiny bumps in your mouth after eating? All of these are signs of inflammation. And in the interest of controlling your overall load of inflammatory garbage, consider what you might have ingested, inhaled, or absorbed within the 24 hours before noticing discomfort. Recall from the repair guide that the sneaky 3 are your biological quirks that manifest as food sensitivities, chemical sensitivities, and environmental allergies. In the book, there is that chart again from the previous chapter that details a few examples of things that might trigger each of the 3 sneaky biological quirks. For example, under food sensitivities, we have dairy, wheat, caffeine, soy, yeast. Under chemical sensitivities, we have fragrances, cleaning products, diesel fumes, among a few others. Environmental allergies include pollens, pet dander, dust mites, and mold. Many of the items listed to describe food sensitivities and environmental allergies are self-explanatory. However, if a few of the items under chemical sensitivities have you scratching your head, you will see what they are and how you might be exposed to those things in the upcoming sections on how to release your chemical sensitivities. All 3 groups of sneaky triggers are components of incoming garbage that you may be inadequately processing due to a genetic glitch. that could have been activated by epigenetic influences like stress, pollution, or malnutrition at some point over the years. If you are not adequately processing any single one or combination of these sneaky 3 triggers, this can contribute to your body's inflammatory load. If you take a break from a few of them, you'll be easing your overall body chemistry garbage burden while you use the next action phase to retrain your garbage influencers. When you retrain your garbage influencers, you teach your body how to better handle the garbage, which will help you to better tolerate all of these sneaky 3 triggers because, as you will see, long-term avoidance of all triggers is just not a practical or emotionally healthy solution. And now a note about true allergies. Please be aware that the information in the upcoming episodes is not suited to you if you have a true allergy, which can include the risk of anaphylaxis in response to exposure. Adverse reactions to foods fall into 2 categories. The severe reaction of a true allergy involves a rapid immune system response and is referred to as immunoglobulin E, IgE, mediated. The less severe and more common adverse reactions to foods are not considered true allergies and do not involve a primary IgE immune response. These lesser reactions are called non-IgE mediated, and they often involve intestinal discomfort first and foremost, but can also include hives, eczema, respiratory symptoms like wheezing or runny, stuffy nose, but not immediately after ingestion. The latter, non-IgE mediated mild response, is often referred to as an intolerance or a sensitivity, and the intensity of reactions like these can vary over a lifetime. That completes another section of the Body Chemistry Action Plan from Volume 2 of the Everyday Pain Guide series, Fix the Fire Damage. Don't forget to come find me over at my Substack publication, Better Pain Coping, where you can chat with me about this episode, share your thoughts, or just find some extra content, including the research references that informed my writing for this chapter. Check the links in today's show notes to see how to join the conversation over there. In the next episode, we start in on the first of 3 episodes in a row dedicated to examining ways to release our food sensitivities, the first of the 3 sneaky triggers. See you then. This episode was an excerpt from The Everyday Pain Guide, your go-to guide when pain first strikes. Written and narrated by me, Dr. Ya-Ling Liu, with audio editing and production provided by Organized Sound Productions. Do you have questions or comments about today's episode? You can shoot me an email anytime at hello@stopeverydaypain.com. That's HELLO@stopeverydaypain.com. If you have friends or family members who you know are struggling with persistent, recurring aches and pains, tell them to check out the podcast while they're waiting for the book. To help me get this information to as many people who need it as possible, please consider leaving an honest review, but I'd also be super grateful for a simple like, follow, or share. Thank you for helping me put a stop to everyday pain.